Common property investor mistakes. Outcomes. To save property investors time, money, and stress from avoidable mistakes, remove obstacles that might interfere with our Sydney listings academics from realising their goals, help to create a safer marketplace for investing and buying in property, which has a positive impact on the economy. This is most suitable for property investors. Many people feel comfortable investing in property because it is a more bricks and mortar style of investment, something they can touch and feel. This can often lead to overconfidence when making purchasing decisions. The objective of this module is to highlight the most common investor mistakes to help our Sydney listings academics avoid these when they're making their own buying and investing decisions. Buying local. Most people prefer to buy locally, and this can happen when not deploying a strategy. In lieu of analysis and careful selection of an area, this is normally the default. In many cases, the local area may contain investment-grade properties, but properties suitable for investment are certainly not in every area. For example, refer to tables of price growth that indicate which regions have actually had growth in the past to look at as a first guide. Lacking strategy. One thing all good investors have in common is that they are strategic. Having a sound strategy and simple goals mobilizes good investment activity. It makes it easier to save and set aside funds and go through the process, as there is clarity about what the next objective is. Keeping rules in place regarding what property features or investment features are suitable to your ability and strategy to take risk can also help your budgeting, and it makes it harder to go wrong on execution and selection of a property. Not knowing cash flow. This is a big reason why most investors will sell an investment property within the first 5 years. Not enough thought has gone into understanding what the costs involved with having a property are, or factoring the right cover from rent to hold that property. Being over-leveraged. This is particularly common during booms in the property cycle, where too much optimism on property values to continue to increase, coupled with the fear of missing out on this growth, leads many investors and owner-occupiers to borrow as much as possible without leaving a buffer in place. Stopping at one property. Around 70% of investors stop at one investment property. This is something our company is looking to improve. In general, property acts as a robust mechanism for growing wealth. It therefore makes little sense to stop at one property, as it is hard to conceive of an investment strategy which focuses on owning only one. It makes sense to build up more and realize the benefits of having multiple properties in a thriving portfolio. Not assembling the right team and getting the wrong advice. As explored in other modules, the right team of professionals are required to make purchasing and investing in property work. This is from the funding stage through to property management. Not having the right team can be costly, from having poor loan structure, which creates refinancing issues in the future, or missing important information in a contract for sale. Paying too much. You make your money when you buy, not when you sell, in my opinion. So paying too much for a property is a hard mistake for investors to come back from, as it is difficult and takes longer to recoup the property's value through capital growth. This is something to be particularly cautious of when buying new properties if values are inflated there. Getting too emotional. Letting emotion take over and force a decision when timing or the opportunity may be wrong. Thinking short term. Investors with a lack of experience may fail to think ahead in terms of when the return on their investment will come, exit strategy and resale, as well as rental performance. Return. Many investors have unrealistic expectations over when they will make money through an investment property or their portfolio. It is rarely by selling the property after a handful of years. Most of the time, wealth is built over a number of years and a coordinated strategy. Exit strategy and selling the property. It is important to always have an exit strategy in place for a rainy day. Liquidity is a term in investment terminology referring to the ease of converting an asset into cash. Property is normally a pretty liquid investment, but never as much as shares. In good market conditions, properties in Sydney will take somewhere between 3 to 6 weeks to sell, but can take months in a bad market condition. This must be factored in, ensuring properties have appeal to owner-occupiers. Rental performance. Many investors assume renters will take any property and can therefore offer a dwelling with poor features to the market. Whilst there are ample renters normally, the rental price may have to be dropped if there is an oversupply in the area, and better options can see your property suffer more on return. As you can see, good advice is not all about telling you what to buy, but sometimes what not to buy. Unfortunately, agents and property management teams see the mistakes too late. By staying in contact with Property Savvy team, be it Sydney Listings or otherwise, it's easy to avoid these mistakes and more that can happen. You just need to understand what the interest is of the parties you go to for advice and support and their qualifications and knowledge. In this module, I'm actually going to give you some homework. I know that's probably not what you're looking for, but it is the Academy after all. Homework is to find at least 10, preferably 20 investor horror stories from online. There is no substitute for real experience, and learning from the mistakes of others is vital in a game where you can ill afford to slip up in preventable ways. Avoiding mistakes can save incredible sums of money and avoid major opportunity costs, enabling you to keep capital to be injected to the right rather than the wrong opportunities. Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to the Sydney Listings Academy. Just a quick disclaimer that this advice is generic and is not to be used by individuals. We take no liability for misuse of this information and encourage you to seek out professional advice specific to your situation. Please reach out to get in touch with our network of trusted professionals if you so need it. And just before you take off, just a quick note, obviously we're working on something with the Sydney Listings Academy to help educate people about the potential in property, finance and investing. So if you want to support the Sydney Listings Academy, please share the content with friends, family and followers if you have them. And also follow Sydney Listings on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn and or YouTube, wherever you like to hang out, as well as our website, and check that out for more resources as well. Thank you very much guys, and we'll see you in the next video.